What's up, everybody? This is Justin Flitter coming to you live from Northern Virginia with the Justin Flitter Podcast by My Mature Medicine. The coronavirus is here in Virginia, in Maryland, in Washington, D.C., and many other states across this country. A state of emergency has been announced in Virginia, in Washington, D.C., in Maryland, and again, many other states across this country. People are infected. People are dying. People are panicking. The goal of these podcasts going forward during this time of uncertainty is to help create a sense of calm and maintain the strength of our community. If you yourself are feeling that you are in a state of panic, a state of uncertainty, if you're not sure who to talk to, where to turn, listen to my voice. Stay here with me. I will help guide you through this. I am not the guiding voice above all, but I will be your guiding voice in this time of uncertainty. So please, listen in, stay tuned. I will be bringing you not only podcasts, I will be bringing you videos, live conversations for as long as it takes. This too shall pass. And let me say that it is our responsibility as individuals and as a community to ensure that our physical and our mental well-being are preserved. Let's use common sense during all of these uncertain times so that we can not only stay healthy, but stay happy and continue to enjoy life. I hope you enjoyed this podcast, and if you need to reach me at any point, please find my contact information in the description of each podcast. And thank you, as always, for being a part of the My Mature Medicine family. I'm Justin Flinter, and here's your next podcast. All right, everybody. Never thought I would start my podcast this way, especially this new series for you. But our country is now in a state of national emergency. It was announced this afternoon. Over the past week, Virginia, D.C., Maryland, they have announced states of emergencies. We have seen the number of positive cases rising each day now that testing has become more readily available. There is still so much uncertainty that exists in our societies across this country. People are dying. More and more people are becoming infected by this illness. Companies are closing and telling their employees to work from home. Some people don't have that luxury. They're just closing their businesses, or they don't have enough business and they're being put in a very difficult situation. Everyone is affected by this current situation, by this disease. It is not only affecting us physically, it is affecting us mentally. And that is one reason I've started this new series for you, is to make sure that we can stay together in these difficult times. If you feel as though you have no sense of security, you are full of fear, uncertainty, you feel like there's no one to talk to, nowhere to go, you have no idea what to do, the one thing you can do is be right here and listen to my voice. I am not by any means telling you that I'm going to give you everything that you need to hear. I am not going to give you the advice that is going to save your life. That is not why I'm here. I am here to ensure that we stay together, we stay strong as individuals and as a community. Now, this community I'm referring to is, of course, the online community. This goes well beyond Northern Virginia, where I am based. This goes well beyond Washington, D.C., Maryland. It goes outside the borders of the United States. Wherever you are right now listening to this podcast, you could be in China, you could be in South Korea, you could be in Italy, Iran, the most affected countries of the world right now. For now. You could be in Africa. You could be anywhere on this planet right now, and most likely you are somehow affected by the coronavirus. So the fact that you are here listening to me right now tells me that you're looking for a way to stay positive, to stay in control, to tell those around you that I have what it takes to make it through this, to tell yourself that you have what it takes. And that's why this first part of the series is going to focus on how you can be a leader and stay focused. A leader is someone who doesn't stay in a state of fear. They notice the fear, they recognize it, and they move forward from it. They absorb the power that the fear is providing, and they turn it into courage. Their brevity is exhibited to other people by saying and showing, I know what to do. And even if I don't know what to do, I'm going to do something about it. Leaders have a plan. They have a strategy. And even if they don't know what that plan is going to be because something unpredictable happens like this coronavirus, they can function very well in times of uncertainty. Those are the individuals that we need to rely on. And that is the type of individual that we all need to become for the sake of our families, our friends, our colleagues, and our communities. If you are to become a leader, what strategy do you have? What strategy do you have in your own home? What strategy do you have for your work? Do you have the option to work from home? If you don't, are you running a business? And if you aren't having any customers, that does not mean it's the end of your business, unless you tell yourself that. You could start to deliver sandwiches to people's homes if you have a restaurant. This is the time for you to become creative. Like me right now, it is a very strong possibility that every single one of my patients, every single one of my students could no longer come to my clinic for the next 30 days or more. I took the initiative and actually canceled all of my in-person Tai Chi classes. I will be doing everything online. Now, for patients, that's a very different story. People need care. Of course, I'm not equipped to deal with the coronavirus, so I have to send them to the appropriate locations, have them understand that self-quarantine is probably the best option for them at this time. However, there are people out there who still have aches and pains. And those individuals need my attention. They need my help. And I need to be there for them. And I need to take every appropriate action, like cleaning my clinic, make sure everything is disinfected, make sure I have the proper supplies, make sure I am protected, make sure they stay protected, and for the people that use the clinic before and after me are also protected. I need to have a plan. I need to have a strategy. So what strategy do you have for your family? Do you have a special quarantine zone every time people come into your house, even if you're not having any visitors? Do you have a special area where everybody leaves their shoes? No one is to walk through the house with shoes on. You bring in groceries to your house. Everything is to be unloaded near that quarantine space, or in that quarantine space rather. Everyone is to wash their hands. Everyone is to disrobe and put on the proper clothes. I mean, you can be as strict as you want in your own home. If you're running a company, even if it's a small business, what strategy do you have for your own employees? How flexible are you in being able to allow them to work from home, or allow them to have special conditions under which they can work under? When you go to the store, what is your strategy? What is your plan? Is one person only to go, or are you only to use one car if you own more than one car? You only use that car for going out. You have another car that can be used and it stays clean 100% of the time on the interior. How is your strategy for transportation? How is your strategy for in your home? How is your strategy for visitors? If you do have to go to work, what is your strategy for going to work, for coming home? Where do you stop? What is your strategy for going to the store? Leaders need to have a plan. They need to have a strategy and also be able to work comfortably, to a certain extent, in times of uncertainty. If you go to the store and there is nothing on the shelves, what's your next step? What will you do? What do you know that you absolutely need instead of all of this toilet paper and paper towels that everyone is buying? What are the things that you actually need from the store? Furthermore, a leader, in order to stay focused, needs to control their emotions. Fear is one of the emotions that will take over. It will force you to stay inside. You will never want to come out of your house again. But you can conquer that fear. You can create the courage that is needed to help you to move through this time of uncertainty. You can create the courage that other people will rely on. Think about it. When you look to a leader, you look for the qualities that they have, and one of them is courage. If you were to focus on a leader that was full of fear, you probably wouldn't get too far. So you need to be able to control your own emotions. Doesn't mean hide your emotions. It means you need to be able to fully express your emotions and not wallow in them. If you see others who are emotionally upset as well, I hope that you will do something or create something that will allow them the opportunity to control their own emotions. Help them to gain control, even if it requires you to sit with them. If it is a family member who is affected by the coronavirus and you are unable to visit them in person, can you find a way to be next to them? Maybe it is through a video chat. Maybe it is through sitting on the outside of a window and talking to them on the phone through the glass while you're able to look at them but not able to make physical contact with them. What can you do? How creative can you be to, number one, keep your emotions under control but also help others to remain calm and to remain focused? A leader is also able to control the resources that are available. So in your house, if you have stocked up on a certain amount of goods, whether it's food or toiletries, etc., whatever you have bought for your own household, are you able to create some kind of a rationing system, if you will? Doesn't mean you have to go to the extreme of hiding food or any of the other resources that are available in your house, but can you actually control the amount of resources that are used in your own home so that you don't have to make all of those runs to the grocery store? Like I always say, it's not a question of the resources. It's a question of you being resourceful. So even if you don't have the supplies, what can you do to show that you are able to survive on, if you don't want to leave your house, are you able to survive on the things that you have currently? And what is your plan to be able to go back out and to buy the things that you actually do need at a certain point? So as a leader, we need to stay in control, stay focused, have a plan of some sort, be resourceful, and show others that we can remain calm. The last thing I believe a leader should have is a vision. A vision for how things will become. Kind of like a goal. If you don't have a goal, you have nothing to look forward to. You won't put the effort into anything. But if you have a vision, which is much stronger than a goal, if you have a vision of something, you will do whatever you can to make sure that it comes to fruition. Right now, that vision for all of us is to eliminate the possibility of getting the coronavirus. The next vision is to eliminate the possibility of the people around us for getting the coronavirus. And beyond that, our communities, the countries that are suffering from it now, they're all working hard to prevent the possibility of being infected by this virus. Even if people are saying that it is not life-threatening for the large majority of the population, it does not mean that it is not life-threatening for other people. We need to stay in control. We need to have a clear vision of the future. We need to have a clear vision of society once again becoming healthy, becoming happy. Those are the two things that I've been saying recently in a lot of my social media posts, my hashtags. Stay healthy and stay happy. If we can't maintain those two things, how can we learn to enjoy life even in the most challenging times? Because right now is a chance of opportunity. It is a chance to learn something. We shouldn't focus on the negative. Leaders are not people that focus on the negative. They recognize what other people see as being negative, and they find a way to transform it. They find a way to seek opportunity in the negative. Right now, if you are having a hard time with your personal business, small business, big business, whatever size of business you run, how can you become creative? How can you be the leader above all of the other people in your industry, if it's the food industry or any other industry? How can you stay at the top? Like I said earlier, maybe you have to be creative and actually deliver the food to people's houses. Maybe you have to reduce your prices by 50%. It's better than closing your doors, don't you think? Maybe you want to start a podcast just like me. If you own a fast food chain and you're seeing no customers, if you own your own little personal restaurant or cafe and you're having no customers, maybe what you need to do is create a podcast on, say you have a coffee shop. You start talking about the different coffees and the health benefits that they have. And if anybody is interested, you will actually deliver a freshly brewed pot of coffee to their house so they don't have to leave. How at risk are you willing to be? And I'm not saying that you should put your health at risk. I'm simply saying that if you are dedicated to your customers, if you are dedicated to their livelihood, and you're also in a position to try to protect your own, what kind of steps will you do to ensure that your livelihood stays at a certain level and does not dip too far? We should all take the protective measures that we need to take. And we should all practice becoming good leaders by staying focused, staying in control, having a plan, being resourceful, and having a clear vision of what we see this outcome transform, and having a clear vision of the future. So I want all of you to keep that in mind over the coming weeks, because we don't know how far out this is going to go. We're not sure how long some of us may have to stay at home. We don't know if our kids being out of school will continue past the dates that have been announced. We hope that they will be able to get back to school and continue their learning in the environment that they should be in. Although being at home can be a good thing. So again, we need to look for the positive aspects of this current situation. How can we be creative? How can we still stay healthy? And above all, stay happy. That's the end of this episode. I wish you all a wonderful evening, a wonderful day, whatever time you're listening to this. And again, stay healthy, stay happy. We only live once. And I'll see you at the next podcast. Remember, I'm here for you. Look for my email, look for my phone number if you need to get in touch with me at any time. Do not hesitate, because I am here. And I will continue to be here during this time. Good luck, everybody, and I will see you soon.
This podcast is brought to you by My Mentor Medicine, an organization that is dedicated to helping people improve their lives by learning to empower themselves and take control of their own life. Any form of reproduction or distribution of this podcast is strictly prohibited. Should you have any questions on using this podcast or information that is contained within this podcast, please write to info@mymentormedicine.com.